If you love asterisks, and who doesn't, you're going to love this one. It is the Dorsey Inertia Indicator, everybody. I was going to put DI on the thumbnail, but there is another very popular indicator by the name of DI, so Dorsey it is this week. This one, I'll say it right now, is near and dear to my heart. I used this one for a little while back in the day. It wasn't on MT4, though. We will talk about that in a moment. But first, if you're new, hey, enjoy yourself. You're at the #1 indicator channel in all of YouTube. It's always been that way, but we do things a certain way. We talk a certain way. You're not going to understand a lot of what we're doing, and that's no good. What you need to do is go here to nononsenseforex.com, read the first page, watch the first video, and get caught up. It is worth it. For the rest of us who are caught up, let's go ahead and get into the specs of the Dorsey Inertia Indicator. So, first asterisk. The year is 2019 for MT4. This thing has actually been around well before that. I remember it on the old FXCM trading platform, which was coded in .lua. But this was initially created in 1995, which is just before the 1996 and on threshold that we like to see here, but was coded for MT4 in 2019. The type is going to be a confirmation indicator. Subtype will be a midline cross this time around, and for exits, you guys know how I feel here. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. It looks like this. Very, very smooth. Keep in mind, this is the default setting. And it looks like it's giving us some very nice signals, albeit not many. So when price crosses and closes, when the line crosses and closes, I say this every damn week. When the line crosses and closes upward, that is your signal to go long. And when it does the opposite, that is your signal to go short. We have like all of three signals here. I'm not sure if that's maybe a couple bad signals clustered together. Who knows? But like I say all the time, your algorithm would probably make sure that you didn't get destroyed in that little exchange right there. So if you are getting secondary confirmation indicator vibes from this, I would not blame you. That is how I used it. But let's see how it actually tests out in modern day. Before we do that, understand, doesn't really matter what you're about to see. All that matters is how it performs in your system. There are still people out there, and at this point, I'm just going to assume that there's going to be people like this till the end of time that get way too excited with good results, and they get way too down with poor results. And the results they see actually dictate what they do next. This is the wrong approach. Go test this immediately in your system when you're done with all the material. How do I do that, VP? Well, we got you hooked up. Down below is a link to my automation blog, which has an embedded video showing you how to test this on the MT4 Strategy Tester. The blog, as we have every week, with the tweak settings that we don't show you here and all the great information you're going to want to see on this indicator. And then Dan from Stonehill Forex has a supplemental video to every video that I make on the Indicator Profile series, so you can see how this thing moves in real time, some extra information. You guys know this. A lot of people go there immediately after they come here. If you want us to profile an indicator that you like, send it to the email address I put down below. Do not mention in the comments section, it will not get tested. And then the most popular place in all of the internet. It is the Indicator Library, where you can download the Dorsey Inertia Indicator and every indicator we have profiled here on the Indicator Profile series. Let's go ahead and move into things, starting with the euro dollar, and we are off to a very good start. We measure this and the S&P kind of the same. 11.5% is the overall benchmark for the S&P 500. And if you can come close to that in Forex with one indicator, that's pretty good. And that's what we're doing here. And you do even better on the 4-hour. This here is excellent for all you 4-hour traders. Now, you notice a little bit of a trend here. We actually get better results by speeding this indicator up a little bit. But for this type of win-loss ratio, it's worth it. And plus, some of you, I'm sure, out there would like to have more trades than what the default settings give you. So when you're at home tweaking this yourself, keep that in mind. Moving over to gold, it's going to be a bit disappointing here. I would say more than a bit, actually, compared to what we've been seeing in gold lately. As always, for you gold traders, that doesn't mean don't test this. But these results here are certainly nothing to write home about. Over to the S&P. Great on both fronts. Oddly enough, down below, the only one thing I can really comment on here is how we doubled the trades, the win-loss ratio went down a lot, and the ROI almost doubled. I don't recall seeing a scenario like that here, or maybe if I did, I wasn't paying attention to it, but that's just a weird anomaly, I think. But this might be one of the strongest overall aggregate ROIs we have seen on the S&P 500. Really exciting. But do you know what is tremendously exciting? Is what this thing has done on Bitcoin. Look at this. So a couple things to talk about. First of all, I mean, when's the last time we went over 50%? It has been a while. Look what this thing did on the default. Don't even really have to tweak it if you don't want to. I mean, you should, especially because, you're probably not just going to want to trade 8 times. Less than that, actually, when you start to throw your other pieces in. So the 14 trades, still isn't a lot, but by comparison, it's really nice. But at that point, who cares? Just trade less. I mean, if you're getting results like this in anything, not just this indicator, trade Bitcoin less often and go trade other things. Now, you might notice our old pal, the asterisk, coming back into play. So it's okay to get excited about results like this. This is very good. But as we have seen with Bitcoin, it's had a lot of big run-ups, and the pullback it had right after the ETFs got released was a really nice, big, tradable pullback. So Bitcoin has really given you a lot. It either gives you tight consolidation that you don't trade at all, or lately it's been giving you some really nice moves. And when Bitcoin moves, it moves a lot. So this isn't actually too surprising given the price action we've seen lately. I would expect indicators going forward to be a bit more inflated on the results than they normally would be, just because the price action we've seen. Now these aren't, now I shouldn't have even said inflated results. These are very real results. But my point is, expect higher numbers going forward, because even as I sit here and talk to you today, Bitcoin is up a lot, like over 6% on the day. And when you're getting daily moves like that, it's not too surprising to see numbers like this. So exciting times, but temper that excitement. It may not always be this way. But one thing that is always this way is this channel is going to keep bringing the heat. Subscribe, hit the bell, don't miss anything. Trading Psychology podcast every other Monday. Indicator Profile series every Wednesday. Blog sometimes on Thursdays. And the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing podcast every Saturday. 2024 is going to be wild. It's already wild. If you can navigate this storm well, good things will happen. We got you covered. Take care, traders. Go get it.